Hello everybody and welcome to day 3 of Subsistence, or excuse me, this is day 4. I'm sorry, this is going to be day 4. We're just ending day 3. You can see it's starting to get a little brighter, so day 4 is on the rise here. So we expanded up on the house here. We've got a few more walls that we're going to put up here for just a second. Start getting this area closed off. And actually, I just realized I built walls that I didn't mean to build. I wanted window walls there, but you know what? We're going to hold on to these. I think I'll just put them back in the box. That's okay. We have our planks. We can now build our shotgun. There we go. We have a shotgun now. Let's go ahead and put those all together. Put the rifle rounds down there. And we're going to have to build another box, but we don't have the planks to do so. So we'll need to chop some trees down. I need to wait for the weather to change. Oh, damn it. I meant to put those in there too. And actually, now that we're expanding into the shop, let's go ahead and move our box. That's one of the things I love about it, is that you can move this around. If you guys haven't seen the previous episodes, make sure you guys go back and watch that so you can understand why this is Subsistence Accelerated. But in short, this is an edited map. I have basically increased the yield of just about everything. There's no cheat engine, nothing like that being used. It's just the map itself has been edited. My goal here is to show you the potential of the sim and how far you can get and all the cool stuff you can do with it without the incredibly long progression that currently exists in the sim in its default form, as well as if this ever reaches the developer, hopefully they'll see it and say, hey, maybe I don't need the progression to be as hard as it is right now, because the game is not hard. It is just very, very monotonous, very, very repetitive, because the progression is very, very, very slow. And so the idea behind it is just to show that there is enough content in the game now where you don't need to have the progression what it is. You can speed things up, make things a bit easier. All right, so let's see here. Let's put this over here, put this over here. And let's see here. It's almost time to get rolling outside again. And there we go. Temperature's coming up. Fire went out. There's our key, right? Voila. Now it's still a little cold outside, but if we get our butts moving and just get down the hill, we'll be okay. So I'm going to run down here. Once we get down the hill a bit, we're going to go to the right this time. Oh, hello. And I'll admit, just like I have in every episode, I do have some things edited too high. Some of it's probably too easy to get a hold of. So there are certain aspects that I think I have increased too much. But again, the idea is just to sort of show a use case in that, or a theoretical scenario that the sim can be changed now. I hear you. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't see him. There you are. Let's use an arrow. I'd rather not use the shotgun shells. Cow! Here, puppy. Choo! Night, night. Anyway. Okay, let's grab that. Let's come down here. Let's wash our hands. Always wash your hands in this sim. Just having your hands dirty like that for too long, and it will... you can get an infection, and the cure for the infection is a pain in the ass to get. We're going to chop a few logs or a few trees today. It does take a minute. So this part's kind of boring, I'll admit, but hey, got to do what we got to do. But the good news is that the base overall construction of the house is just about done. Tonight we've got a couple walls to close up. Can't make the glass windows yet like I'd like. Well, I don't... Ooh, hey, got a box over there. Might be able to make some glass windows. We'll see. Maybe not quite as quickly as I want, but we'll be able to make some. You guys will find out as time goes on. I am huge into the glass houses. I love it. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. That's one of the things that always brings me back to this simulator. It is a stunningly beautiful sim. And again, no zombies or anything like that. There are hunters. And as I've said in just about every episode, the way I sort of picture this is because the boundaries of the map are surrounded by a chain link fence. I sort of picture it as a prison, or kind of like a what was that movie series? where they're all hunted. You got like 8 people that have to go into environment, and they're hunted, and the last one standing wins. I can't think of the damn name. Something Games. And I can't remember it. Anyway, it's like a battle royale kind of thing. Anyway, so I kind of think of this as like a big old prison that you have to escape out of. We're never going to stop grabbing cordage, because eventually what we'll be using it for is to get fuel bricks. This is another boring tree chop, but again, growing pains of the sim. So this is another edit, for example, that I made. Normally you get 6 logs for one of these big trees. I bumped it up to 15. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? Let's go this way. I think at this point we'll just swim across here. I also increased the amount of time you can hold your breath. It was like 20 seconds. I think I bumped it up to 45. You know, like, so I didn't make any crazy, ridiculous changes. It's every change that I made was about speeding it up. Decreasing how long it takes to get from point A to point B. As you saw, we can get seaweed and eat that as a veggie source, but it also dehydrates you. Ooh, more blueberries. All right, let's eat that. It's a shame to just, because I feel like we're sort of just mindlessly killing the animals in the beginning of this, but you need the leather, man. And there's really no other way to get it. So, you know, a lot of this meat will spoil, but the good news is that you can use the spoiled meats to make bug repellent. Unfortunately, the drawback is, like I said, as often as you can. Well, you know what we can do? Oh, I left it on the fireplace. I was going to say you can use a canteen to wash your hands, but I left it on the fireplace. So I can't do that if I didn't bring it. Watching the clouds, I'm willing to bet we're going to get rained on again today, but hopefully, as long as the temperature stays up, we'll be fine. So our goal today is we're going to go to the large rocks just up over here, and we're going to be looking for some silicone. It's going to be a key component when it comes time to start making electrical boards and electrical components. And again, that's another thing that I adjusted was the crafting recipes. Again, everything that I did was about accelerating the time it takes to get from point A to point B in the sim progression. And show you guys the potential of the simulator. The simulator can be found on Steam. It's only $14.99. Very, very cheap game, and it offers a lot. I know the developer, I believe, is a single person. It's Cold Games Developer, or Cold Games is the developer. And I really like what he's done. I love the sim. It's the progression that always makes me walk away from it, and it's the content that brings me back. I always try to grab these big trees because A, you get a ton of logs. Each log or each tree is 15 planks, which you obviously need for the building and plenty of things. It's not just for building of the house. You need the planks for just about everything. And then you also get the tree grub so you can make your fishing tackle. In which if we ever get an infection, like I was mentioning earlier, whether it be from being attacked by an animal or keeping your hands dirty for too long, or like if you eat with your hands dirty, you run a real high risk of getting the infection. You have to fish in order to get the cure because it requires the fish oil. So the big trees, they're good to grab. Cordage from the fibers, no matter how much you think you have, there's times where I've had 1,500 of these fibers, and then I'll go into a big building spree where I'm just building things left and right, and then I'll find myself running out. So, definitely good to have. Just thought about that on the house. We need to make a storage room for our power cells. Got Yogi Bear over there. Let's hope he keeps his distance. Cool. Alright, so these rocks are where we're hoping to find what we're looking for, or this whole region of rocks, I should say. So let's hope we can find it today. You got some copper. Still watching for any veggies on the ground. The veggies usually stand out pretty well. See Mr. Wolf over there. Where are we? Yeah, so you can see there, silicone has a moderate drop rate in this entire region. So that's why we're checking all these rocks over here. They don't usually appear on these smaller ones, but they can. Got a pig. The pigs are usually pretty harmless. You don't really have to worry about them. Although if you make one mad, you shoot it or something like that, it may come and kick your butt. And they do. And the thing about the pigs and the moose is they're almost always guaranteed to break your legs, which means you have to make a splint. Yeah, I hear you there. But usually they'll run from you. Damn, I'm not seeing any ore, man. Come on, coming up dry here. How are we doing? We gotta be getting close to the edge here. Oh, we got a couple more rocks. There we go. There's one right there. Ah! There we go. Curl. Cool, cool. There we go. Silicone. Alright. We'll also need to find some obsidian. You can usually find that way high up on the mountains. So that'll be another... Usually an early morning rise is when you want to... Damn it. Come on. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was close. Oh. Gosh, it's such a shame, man. Most of this meat will go bad before we get home. That's why we need to get the fridge up and running soon. But that'll be a minute. Is there some more? Beautiful. Beautiful. How many logs do we have? 75. Let's go ahead and grab this tree too. Go. Alright, now where are we? I was going to say, we got to be near the edge of that particular zone. Ugh. Ooh. There is fall damage. Alright, cool. Alright, so we got some iron. We got some silicone. We're still going to go back through these rocks here. I'm going to make this move a little bit faster. Metal fragments. Got some apples for the veggies, which is going to be good. I don't want to eat anything yet until I can wash my hands. If your hands are dirty and you eat, obviously, like in real life, you're significantly more likely to get that infection, and I cannot stress it enough. So the infection reduces all of your stats by 50%, just roughly. Takes 40 points off your stamina, 40 points off your max health, so yeah, it's not worth it. What is that? Oh, it's iron. Yeah, see, the pigs will normally run. You don't normally have to worry about the pigs. Got a little bit of everything on that one. That was a good one. That was a good box. Whenever they have like clusters like this of the fibers and things like that, I'll normally always grab them. Like, it's just like, even if you don't need them, like, that's just too easy. Did we already get this one? Nope. Let's go ahead and grab this one. Awesome. Got another wolf over there. Let's go check these big rocks over here. Uh-oh. Let's see what we got here. Nothing on these ones today. It's a drag. Like I said, I don't normally run around this much, but trying not to drag it out too much for you guys. Alright, let's get our hands washed, but first let's get some planks going. Excellent. And I'm actually just going to extract the seed from that one. See, if you extract the seed, you don't get anything, so. Alright. We actually have quite a bit now. It might even be worth it to head back here. You know what? Let's go in the water. We'll see how far we can get with some of this. So what we're looking for in here is some seaweed and sandstone and pearls are all things we're going to get from under the water. So we're going to go for the seaweed to get our vegetable count up. The pearls we'll need for electrical and circuit boards, so that's good anyway. There's the sandstone for the glass. Even underwater, it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous sim. My pickaxe is already losing a lot of its durability, so I'm focusing on the pearls. There we go. But you can see it does dehydrate you quite a bit too. I think we'll go here first and then work our way to the right. It doesn't hurt to get a whole bunch of seaweed when you're down here. Like if you're going to get it, each time one expires, the next one will be back at full timer. So I mean, it doesn't give you obviously an infinite amount of time, but gives you the ability to hold on to the seaweed for quite a while. And it's a great resource to hold on to until you start growing your own plant beds. I was really hoping for more clams in this particular region, but that's okay. When it comes time, we'll go into the deeper parts of the water and be able to get more. But it is a good seaweed day. Gosh darn, there's another one right there. Cool. Come on, get me out of the water. You do sometimes have to actually look up to get out of the water. Alright, let's start heading back. I think we got plenty of time here. And if we can save enough time... Speaking of which... Let's get that crafted now, so as soon as we get home... We can get that fire lit again. We've got plenty of logs. And let's go get some work done on the house, actually. Thought I saw... Yep. That's potassium, I think. Is that potassium or is that still iron? Nope, potassium. This is like the ultimate fertilizer right there. Works fantastic. Thought I saw that. See, like clusters like these, like it just makes sense to just grab them. Like when they're that compact and that tight, whether you need them or not, grab them. Like, and again, another one. And perfect timing to be home, huh? Okie dokie. So, let's start here. What we're going to do is we're going to do half walls. So 1, 2, 3, I think. And then 4, 5 for now, I think is what I'm going to need. Alright, now let's go and get my water back. There we go. And let's load the fuel up. Where's that ignition stick? Fuel. Nope. Wrong one. Ignition. Ignite it. There we go. We'll see how much of that can save. It can still spoil even once it's on the fire if that timer runs out. So what we're going to do is do something like this. And it's going to be half walls with windows. Or like the kitchen area, which will be right here. And we're going to do one more. Well, actually, I guess we'll do... Actually, I guess I really only need one. We'll do this as a separator. You guys will see what I'm doing here once it all comes together. And let's go ahead and build the BCU and see if we can start getting moving, because we do need to get some stuff moving. I can go there. That's new. Oh, we had some silicone. Cool. I didn't realize that. There we go. All right. Let's go. Whoa, crap. I always do that. I get sidetracked. Yeah, see, one of them expired. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and fill our canteen up. All right, and let's see what we need for the BCU. We need, got it all on us. There we go. Oh! Let's see here. I think you want to really try to get this centered. There it is. The base is online. That means the hunters are enabled as well. So we're going to start paying attention when we're out and about. But let's see what we can start doing here. And we get a key. Those are cool. Those are for the lock boxes. And now it's time to start really paying attention to what we're doing. I wish you could stack these boxes, but you can't. Alright, so now let's start breaking this up. So we're going to do logs, metal fragments. Actually, let's do this. Let's do logs, planks. Let's make stick. Just one, just a placeholder. Actually, I might have had one in the other box, to be honest with you. Okay. Sticks, metal fragments, electrical components, nails. That. Okay, sort of keeping things together as they go together, right? Leather, feathers, pearls. There's a method to this madness here. Let's do a take all here. Oh, son of a bitch. We'll make sure to go back and get that. Let's see here. What am I on next? Yep, those. Pick those back up. Thank you. Keeping this is all of my construction stuff. There's the sticks we had. That. Guys, we'll see where I'm going with this here in a minute. Planks. Those. They are technically crafting. And let's see here. The biofuel. These are all minerals, essentially. The metal fragments. Those can get stacked. Those will stack there. We'll need that for biofuel, but we're going to be using that here in just a second. We're going to get to a point where we can start taking care of those. And then let's move over to this box, and let's do ammo first. And we'll restock everything before we leave the house again. Let's get everything sort of together. There's the pistol rounds. I was like, where'd they go? And then that's ammo. And then we'll put our seeds in there. Seeds I'm going to move down here towards the bottom for now. Same thing with our minerals. They can sort of just stay like that for now, I guess. Alright. We'll do something like that. Okay. And the crafting supplies, I mean, again, I guess for now we'll just throw those walls in there in case we actually need them. Leave them in the bottom right. We're going to need way more storage than that, but we'll make it all work. Alright, let's get our shotgun shells back. There we go. Got our shotgun shells, and we'll go ahead and grab the pistol shells for now, even though I don't like using the pistol. We're going to leave the matches on us in case we're ever out in the wild and we need something and we happen to not have the materials. Let's eat one of those. Just top it off. In the next few days, hunters will start moving around the world. So, I guess they haven't started yet, but it will be soon. Alright? So, we're going to want to refill that. If there is an animal nearby, we'll take it out real quick, but I don't think there is. I don't see anything. Okay. Oh, we did forget something, didn't we? Let's put those up there. Not quite ready for those yet, and let's start the building now. The only thing that we have to do still that I forgot about, we need a storage room for the... You know what? Let's just go ahead and... What did I do with those ceilings? Let's go ahead and just tie that area off for now. Oh, those are walls. Damn. Let's build some ceilings. I don't want to be exposed right now. Damn it. Let's come back here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. I think that's what I needed. 3. 2. Let's cancel one. Of course I cancel the one that's almost done like a dork. And we'll put this here like that. And let's start building some stuff here. So we're going to need planks. Planks, nails. think we're going to need all of these, but we'll see. That should start it. So this is mass that I was saying in the previous episode. I have the intake of this cranked just because I don't ever want to deal with mass. Mass has one purpose and one purpose alone, and that is to increase the progression time. And so that drives me nuts. So we're going to do a battery. We do have to still make one of these, but you can see I did boost the base command. You see how fast the master field? I did boost the base command default power to 5 per second up until 500. And then after 500, you need to have solar panels, etc. So there we go. We're going to have to move these later once we build a storage room for them. But for right now, we'll just drop those down. That way it's there. Let's get the roofs up to polish this off. I need 2 more half walls. What did that say we're out of? Cordage. Gotcha. We'll just drop that in there. And this is usually what I do at night. I load up everything else. Let's see, where are we on this? Can I get this rolling? Nope, not quite yet. So the idea is all this half wall is going to be filled with glass. This will be a separator between the kitchen, if you will, and the garden area, whatever, greenhouse. Or I might move the greenhouse upstairs. Maybe we'll make this like, I don't know, dining room. Yes, you can make tables and shit. It's pretty cool. We do actually need, we're going to need an upstairs. So probably work on that too, but we'll see how this all turns out. This may not be a big enough shop, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. So let's see, where are we? Yep, got that. Now I need one of those for the mass storage. Some of these are requirements. It's going to unlock this. We're also going to need to make one of these generators, and then a lot of these should unlock. But like when that comes back up, see, we need more leather. We're going to have to kill more, or cloth, you know. Got to kill more animals for no reason. And so for right now, we're just going to drop these 2 right here just to get us started. Now, you can't move the BCU once you put it down, but you can destroy it and make a new one, which really isn't that big a deal. They don't really cost all that much to build. Do we have the stuff to make a door? Yeah, good. Let's close this off. What is that? Oh, that's a deer. Damn. We're technically starting into day 5, but what the hell? Bam! There he is. All right, guys. So that is the end of day 4 for Subsistence. Stay tuned for day 5, where clearly we go collect our deer and continue the building of the house.